Yeah, but I might have good. Which one's your favorite? That'll do. It's all good. I love it. Get him on board.
No, we want the other end.
Okay guys, we're just setting up, so I'll carefully spin the camera around and then maybe we can look at the main attraction here. There we go.
You know what our budget for this was? Zero. Erase ahead. That's got to go next week.
We're not made of sugar, Rick. We're not going to melt, mate.
Yes, you will.
Oh, yes, yes. Celtic. Oh, yeah, the hound. Hello. And you're Celtic.
I love this family.
Oh, Jackie's here.
I'm committed. I don't want nothing out of I don't understand. There we go.
With a lot of tape, as you can see, there's a roll of tape in here. I had to destroy the thing because the camera was picking up the outside of the thing.
So you're the only one, all the others have gone to look at the property, haven't they?
Bradford's up in Queensland tonight.
That's the young guy, isn't it? The young fella?
No, young fella's Mark. He's up in Newcastle. And unfortunately, when you know, he's moving house, literally this weekend.
So you are here on your own?
I am here by myself, yeah. It was supposed to be all three of us and Neo, and it came down to me.
What ended up happening to Rob River?
The river table. He, last I saw, he kind of got upset because our movement sort of was following, understanding the Russia-Ukraine war was more about the Kemal fighting.
Yeah, which it was.
Yeah, absolutely. Where he was full Ukraine, go Ukraine, yeah.
Oh,
And it was
really?
like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
so he
really?
got really upset about that, sort of,
Because I
which was a shame.
got a photo here that we're in together after that when we helped out with the election.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Do you remember when
We're
we
live streaming you on Telegram.
Oh, thank you.
Do you remember working at that school on the election day?
Yeah. But we had a ball. It was great fun.
When the Greens getting upset.
Weren't they? I still tell stories about that the Greens was going,
That was so funny.
I've been doing this for 30 years and you're the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I said to him, man, I've been doing this 20 minutes. I'm better at you than you.
Yeah, they come around to us whinging about you. We just burst out laughing at
Yeah, he wasn't impressed. I said, man, I've been doing this for 20 minutes and I'm already better at this than you are. What have you been doing for 30 years? Have a go.
That was a bloody good day. Shitty weather.
Yeah, that's right. What I'd expect in Sydney, though, so it's all right.
Yeah, you get ready. No worries. Thanks.
Oh, awesome. I had a good photo. That is a great photo. Photo bombing it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great photo.
That's all I was just thinking about that. I haven't seen him in there. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Sean didn't come today.
Didn't he?
No, I think he's losing faith.
1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. We got one more.
Alrighty.
Hello. 1, 2. Test. Speaker there. Got power, Rob? Nothing. So we got that one. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Can you hear me okay? Just raise your hands. Yeah, that way. Extend your middle finger down, Jody. 1, 2. All right, we're just doing a test, guys, and we'll be ready in a couple of minutes.
Getting audio here, no problems. Excellent. Thanks, Bradford.
How are you, Sean?
1, 2.
Go ahead, Dave. Dave.
1, 2. Where? Yeah.
Yep. A lot of tape, but she's working. Okay, MacGyvered it perfectly. I'm inspired by River Phoenix. What his name? River Table. see you too. Get well? Yeah, pretty good. Still at it. Still had it. Nice. Newcastle at the moment.
Places to be.
Where with Mo helping you go on Mark? Yeah, he is around the small sort of he's been quite come on side of the list, you know, like the other.
The only city that used to like, or used to be the only city that I like. And yeah, you set up at the beach there, and you look out over the ocean, you look back over the city, down over the harbour.
1, 2. All right. Good morning to you. How are we, family? We're a little bit behind the 8 ball. We've had a couple of setbacks. We know that we're up against it, guys, but we're about to win, aren't we?
Galactic
I think anyone that knows anything knows that there's a feeling out there in the atmosphere. These guys haven't got too much longer. Our time is short before we collect the trophy, and I believe that's all we've got to do. So yeah, this day's about one country, one people, and one flag, guys. That's what it's all about. So I'll hand over to Craig, and he can introduce everyone and get it going. Thank you very much.
Okay, here we go. How are you, Sydney? I know there's a lot that aren't from Sydney. Travel from all parts of the country. You've got people from Yeppoon up in Queensland. We've got people that flown over from Perth. People that drove over from Melbourne, up from Melbourne. Good old communist Victoria. Show of hands to my fellow Victorians too, by the way. God bless you all. We've got people coming from Darwin. Sarah, flying from Darwin. We've had people drive up from Adelaide as well too. We won't hold that against them. We love you people from South Australia. Because we are. Any Tasmanians here? Just say yeah. Yes, we've got one. Give her a round of applause. Well done. But we are one people. One country, one flag. And today, we come here as a mark of that symbol and as a gesture and a message that we are united as much as the division. And we know how this has occurred through the centuries by the deep state, the cabal. Divide, divide, divide. And if we're honest with each other, we've all been guilty in some way of adding to that division. No more! We come together as one people and send that message. God bless you. So today, without further ado, we'll get into it and get on to our first speaker. We've got 4 speakers today. We've got Dave Graham, the Guru Graham. We've got beautiful Auntie Glenda. Yeah. We've got the man who, just like myself, doesn't hold back, John Wilson. And then the man himself, the national leader of A1, and the man who's going to be in charge of the clean-up operation of this country. And we're all going to get behind it and clean this country up and give it back to the people. So you reptilian fleas and Masonic filth, start running for cover if you haven't already.
That's right, get running.
So we'll get straight into it, guys. First speaker of the day, welcome to the stage, Dave Graham.
All right, thanks very much, Craig. All right, guys, we're all pretty educated, aren't we? I'm not here to talk to you and preach to you. Nothing like that. All right, we all know what's going on. All right, what we got to do now is activate, guys. All right, and that's it. Bottom line, we got people waking up. Right, this is a solutions meeting here today. This is a Q&A. against any of us here. We want to know what you think, what you want to know. Okay, so this day is not about preaching to you about what's going on. It's about a solutions day. All right, we're getting close to a point, guys, where we're going to move forward. Now, as I said, we all know that in the background, I'm pretty frustrated, as you've seen from on the shows, okay? I've had a gutful. You've all had a gutful. Rick's had a gutful. The whole country's had, in fact, the whole world's had a gutful. So what are our solutions, guys? You know, that's what we need to be looking at. The solutions are, we've got the people. All right, the people are waking up. Now it's a matter of, we pray. All right, because we got a hard job, guys. These people don't want to know what they've done. This is our big problem. I said on a chat yesterday, if you were one of these people that may have made a wrong choice in life and filled your whole family up, you know, with the jungle juice, and then one day the penny drops on something and you go looking, I'm just wondering how you would feel. What would you do? Would you be sitting at home for a month trying to work out what's going on here and what have I done to my family? Have I killed my mother? I was only trying to look after her. It's the kid's grandparent. I don't know what these people are going to go through, guys. I seriously don't. But I pray every night that God makes it pretty easy on them. Okay? Because, guys, you know, they could be sitting in a room where they just go, well, this is it. You know what I mean? Did they wipe a whole family out? That's a horrible thought. You know what I've gone through in my life. Me and my wife, we've lost. We know what it's like to lose. We know what it's like for someone to have those thoughts and not wanting to be here anymore. So, guys, I think the number one thing we've got here is we've got someone up there. He's called God. We all know he's here. Whether you're a big spiritual believer or not, start believing, boys and girls, because you're in the war for your soul. And that's why you're here. So in solutions-wise, to get back to what we've got to do, guys, it's got to be a community effort from the ground. Right? This is where we're going to make our difference. What we've seen on the weekend down in Wollongong was a whole group of people come to us, right? And they were all greenies, guys. Yet here they are, down having a dig about the wind farms. So how much controversy are these guys in? They love a wind farm. That's the New World Order's look after the environment. But here we got thousands of them in Wollongong protesting against it. So we've actually got these guys sitting on a teeter like this. They don't know what to do. They don't want to kill their whales, they don't want to kill their birds, but they've got no idea about the failing electricity grid they want to build. They've got no idea about the cars blowing up on you. They've got no idea that the end game in this end state game for the electricity grid is to create something that's going to fail, so you starve and you freeze. So have we got a base there now with the windmill people and the greenies who are sort of against us because we're just mad conspiracy theorists? And that's all we probably ever be to them. But I think we have a chance now to actually grab that base, all right, and work with them. So what we're going to do in Wollongong as a solution is we're going to, I've rung her, she won't ring me back, Alison Byrne-Scully, the Labor Party candidate down there, and her husband across the road, Paul Scully. They're your Labor candidates. They're the ones pushing this through. So we're going to group up at Wollongong, and the people from the weekend said they would back us up. They'll be there. So it's up to us guys to make the initiative. We're going to go to Wollongong. We're going to make sure those people back us up. And when they're there, we can start explaining to them, while we have a crowd of people there, about not just the windmills, the wind farms, but the electricity grid, the cars. And maybe then we could go a little bit further. But we've got a big base. Now, guys, these people have always been against us because we're just nutters. But guess what? The story's coming out now, isn't it? All right, and we all know that Clem Clement said this would be a November to remember, as we had Red October. Okay, we all know the events we're looking for, guys, and these events are very, very near to us. Okay, so yeah, our job is how we move forward from here, guys. Right, how we pick out the pieces of our community that we can actually make a difference in. All right, we got to get working, and we got to get working hard now, because these guys are coming at us. You people are all awake, you know, that's why you're here. You know what's coming at us. All right, within 2 years, I tell you, any of you builders out there, you won't be building. They'll be stopping your residential building. Commercial will take over. You know, they've got 100,000 different avenues, guys, and we've got to come up with the same. Every way we can affect them, we need to affect them. Okay, so our job is to get to your local councils, to get to your local representatives, all right? We, the people, are the difference. If we get help from behind us, okay, or from the background or whatever, guess what? It's a leapfrog up the road. It doesn't mean anything's changed. It's just an event we were looking for that took us a little bit further into what we're doing. So if we get nothing this week, don't be discouraged. We just keep going as we are. But if we get something, all this is a leapfrog up the road, guys. Okay? So we've all got to come together now. We've got to get onto a community base, and we have to make this work. We have the numbers. We have the people waking up. It's up to us. The onus is on us. You're the people the good Lord picked. And he chose you. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. You know your journey. Well, this journey means something now, guys. We're at the precipice, okay? So I'd just like to thank you all for turning up. We didn't know whether it was going to be pouring. We didn't know what was going to happen. But I was doing a lot of praying on the way up here. It was pouring at my place in the harbour, I tell you. So, guys, I think I've made my point. We need to get active. I'd like to thank everyone. There's other people out here in the crowd, all right, that are, you know, doing their thing, travelling the country. Mick's one of them, standing down here. There's a lot of people doing a lot of different things. We may not all get on. That's got nothing to do with it. We now have a purpose that we all need to go forward on. Okay, and that's it. So if anyone else is watching this live stream, all your influencers out there, guys, it is time to get together, get your people, bring this country together. It is one country, one people, one flag. Goodbye, people. Thank you.
Give me another clap, ladies and gentlemen. Just before I introduce the next speaker, just want to echo a few of those sentiments. And don't forget, the last 3 years, one of the reasons that people are waking up is because of you. Because of you. You're back-breaking conversations. You're putting information in front of people. Laying it there. And as we know, those people that shut you out a year ago and didn't want to know, they are now receptive to listening and having conversations, aren't they? Well, most of them are. A lot of them are. You've got to speak to some more people. Keep getting out there. You're doing a great job. I know the road's hard. I know it's taxing, but you're doing a great job. Keep at it. Keep at it.
Thank you.
Just one more thing, if I may. You know, we talk about moving into a new world. Part of that moving into that new world is leaving behind old world behaviours, old world mindsets and old world mentalities. We must. And we, us, must be the driving force behind that. We need to demonstrate that. Just bear that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. We must be the light bearers. Must be. Our next guest speaker needs really no introduction. We all love him. There's no holding back, no wondering about him, and we bloody love that, don't we? He's the John Wilson, former president of the Trade Hall Council in Canberra, and the conscience of the union movement in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, John Wilson.
Hello, Sydney. I didn't think you were going to do it. I didn't think you were going to do it, Sydney, but you've rolled up. Thank you. Listen, let's talk about this war. Let's talk about this war that we're all in, and let's discuss this war. This war, it's the same war that's going all around the world. This is a war against dark forces all around the world. It's the same war that the yellow vest in Paris and more broadly in France are fighting to the nail to save their nation from. It's the same war that the Brexit warriors in Britain and France are fighting. It's the same war against the same dark forces. It's the same war
that the Truckers' Freedom Convoy in Canberra are fighting. It's the same war. It's the same war that the Make America Great Again people, the flyovers in America, are fighting. It's the same war. It's all of us are fighting the same war against the same central banker, world economic forces. And we are all around the world, fighting these dark forces on one by one. So have no delusions, everyone. It's also the same war that currently is being fought out between Israel and Palestine today. It's the same bastards. It's the same satanic forces that are starting all of this, and all of us around the world, in one way or another, are fighting these dark forces. This war for the world is for all the marbles, ladies and gentlemen. This is a winner-take-all war. Whoever wins this war cleans up, takes everything on the table, and we are winning, and we're going to win this. This is not a pipe dream. This is a fact. They're going down. They're in a hole. They're going down. And we are going to clean up. We're going to clean up. We're going to get rid of all this stinking fake financial system. We're going to get medical cures. We're going to get all our stolen wealth back. We are going to get free energy systems. We're going to get everything that these satanic bastards have stolen off us for the last 200 or 300 bloody years, and we're going to return it back to humanity. This is a war we're fighting. This is the war that we're fighting, ladies and gentlemen. You may not know it, but this is a global fight back against a global satanic entity. And we are taking them on, and we're beating them in a winner-take-all war. Okay? Whoever wins this cleans up. We have got a future in this country like you wouldn't believe. The best is yet to come, ladies and gentlemen. The best is yet to come. You haven't seen anything yet. Okay. Now let me tell you this. The only thing holding this shit show up, let me tell you, is confidence. It's confidence. There's still enough people in this nation which still have, I don't know why, but they still have confidence in our political system. They still have confidence in our banking system. They still have confidence in our judicial system and in our police, etc. But that confidence is rapidly fading. That confidence is rapidly fading. And when that confidence evaporates, this shit show comes down. This shit show comes down. I want to talk about these fucking coppers. Let's talk about these fucking coppers, hey? How's all these pinko lawyers? Don't you got to... You gotta laugh at all these coppers, mate. How's this? They spent years putting in place the surveillance state to keep an eye on all of us. All the surveillance. What a pack of useless sticks. Now that surveillance state is being used to surveil them. They're the ones under surveillance. They're the ones being spied on. Go and ask Admiral Mike Rogers from the NSA. Go and ask General Mike Flynn from the Military Intelligence Agency. All of their crimes, all of their shit is all going to become public. They ain't spying on us anymore. It's them that are under surveillance. We know everything. Their surveillance state has been turned on them. What a bunch of cucks. Pointing their cameras, pointing their guns at us. And it's them. Have a look, it's their government that betrayed them. Their minister that betrayed them. Their police union. They got the jab just as much as we did. What a bunch of frauds they are. Their confidence is waning. Their confidence is waning. I want to tell you, I want to wrap it up. We're on a tight timetable. I want to tell you why when I started fighting this war full time ago, 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, I was fighting for my life. I was fighting for my life and for the safety of my family and my community and my country. Well, I ain't fighting it for those reasons now, because we've already won this. We've already won it, right? I'm now fighting this war for the life that I always should have had since the day I was born. And these bastards stole it from me. They stole it from me. I'm not going back to 2020. They can stick that life up their ass. I'm fighting for a life that I always should have had. The best days are yet to come, ladies and gentlemen, and these bastards are standing in my way. These pissants think they're going to slow us down. They won't. They won't. Confidence is the only thing holding this shit show together. Let's go out and rattle this fucking confidence and bring it all down. Bring it all down. Thank you, Sydney. Thank you. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. Give it up to John one more time. Oh, we love you. Very subdued from John. There was running up one F-bomb. Could have gone more, John. No, that's great. You know, passion. That's what's got us through these last 3 years. And that's what will get us through, and we will prevail, won't we? Consider this last 3 years pre-season training for what lays ahead. We're already in pain. Let's get a reward for it, eh? Now, without further ado, I'll introduce our next beautiful guest. Beautiful lady with a beautiful soul and a beautiful message. So without further ado, Auntie Glenda Merritt. Round of applause, guys.
Hello everybody, can you hear me? Yes! I'm Auntie Glenda Merritt. So today I am affirming my ultimate basic human rights as the divine sovereign being on this planet. We all need to stand together in peace, love, unity and strength under the real law, the divine creator law, natural law, God's law. Freedoms of our sovereign rights. We have the right of abundance of wealth, health and well-being. Right to liberty. Right to nourishment. Right to grow healthy food from our homes. Right for clean water. Right for natural medicines. Freedom of speech and freedom to protest. Freedom to travel without being interrogated by the sirens and you've done nothing wrong. It happened to me a few times. They took the plastic off me. For no reason, I committed no crime.
Shame!
There's no victim. And it's against the law what they done.
Shame!
Freedom of unity. Freedom of belief. Freedom of movement and travel upon our earth and space. Right of ownership of my own body, my choice. Choice to seek care and the choice to refuse care. The right as a sovereign. I've been insulted by the police for being a sovereign. Sitting on a step over here. Just sitting on the step, minding my own business, waiting for a friend to come along. All these big burly police in their uniform come up and gave me my marching orders for sitting on a step. I have the right to self-defense, a right to protect myself, a right from any injury, death, torture, force, tyranny and coercion.
That's right, sister.
I have a right to create my own happy environment based on my spiritual purpose and belief. And as a grandmother and a mother, as a matriarch, the right to be the protector for my family because they have been attacked too. And I've been putting them in their place. They have no right. Have a right to do business, a right to create a safe space, to do, for a better future for all of us. The right to self-govern, to protect myself from being threatened physically, mentally, and emotionally and spiritually. The time is now to shift your conscience. We must all act together now. It's about the Great Awakening. It's about you, it's about me, it's about us, it's about being together. The time is upon us now to make this shift. No more waiting for these treasonous, traitors, fraudulent government. No more illegal elections. No more being controlled and keeping us in their fake, disloyal debt system. We, the majority of the people who are awake worldwide, are taking things into our own hands. These platforms, we're educating people. Guru and Riccardo have their wonderful, international platforms. It's all about educating people. And I thank them for always inviting me on their space. We want a new plan for our new earth, for humanity. It starts with you using your voice. Be you. Be the voice. Be brave. Be strong. Be ready and have a go. It is all our voices that will be leading the way. We will be dominating the voices of those that are criminal and corrupt. But we will do it with peace, love and harmony. We'll do it the right way. We're changing from the old guard to the new. We the people. And we cannot and will not be ignored by these old, outdated oligarchy authorities and globalist leaders. Those that have not been arrested have a choice but to surrender and to comply with the worldwide we the people. The people have the ultimate power and authority. Once we are united as one voice, we say no. We had enough. We will create our own open, unlimited flow of money worldwide for humanity. We want to wipe out worldwide poverty. Therefore, come join us, step in, be a part of the freedom. It's time to wake up and join us. Be the plan, be the change, make the change. Be a part of history in the making. Freedom and sovereignty as God intended. Thank you. I just want to say I've been a really strong advocate for saving the children non-stop. It's always was and always will be about saving the children. Now let's say it real loud and clean. Save the children! Save the children! Save the children! We're here always will be about saving the children. Thank you.
Save the children.
Thank you, Auntie Glenda. Give her another round of applause, please, guys. It is about the children, isn't it? And for the last 17 years, I've worked in the community helping disengaged young people, and more than ever they need our help now, and that's why the predominant reason why each and every one of us are here today, and each and every one of us have done what we've done over the last 3 years, and you are making a difference. I said that before. You are making a difference. Now we ramp it up even more. There's only two types of politicians in this country, and they're both cowards. One are completely complicit and know what's happening. Two, the others know what happened the others know what's happening
and stand there and say nothing. Cowards, the lot of them. And don't just fill it in a little bit. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, don't give me extra time. I might take full advantage of it. Those who know me aren't shy of a word. Bit of filling time. All right, that's great. Now look around. Just do this for a moment. Just look at the person next to you. Take the opportunity to look at the person next to you. Look behind you. Look around. Look at them. Look at them in the eyes. They're the ones that got you here. And these are the ones that are going to get us to where we need to go. Side by side. One step at a time, 1 inch at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time. That's it. We've all been, another thing to be careful of, guys, we've all been conditioned to think that big significant things need to happen for change to occur. I don't think that's the case at all. A whole series of little things added up eventually get you there. And we are getting there. We are. They're nervous and they're running. Just a couple of things, extra things, a bit of comic relief. Our good friends, the Masons. Those goat-fondling imbeciles. Just on the Masons. Now people say, oh, the lower level people don't know. Okay, maybe. But they're still the idiots, and I mean this, because what adult goes along to an organisation wanting to better their business interest, well, how good of you, and forgetting everyone else, for starters, goes along, does a stupid little initiation where you've got to promise to cut out your tongue if you tell tales on the sisterhood, I mean the brotherhood, sorry. Can easily get that confused.
No, it's your chest that's pierced.
Roll up, oh, your chest, you pierce your chest now apparently, right. Roll up your pants, walk across the floor in your knees. I mean, at some stage did any one of them go, what the hell am I doing? No, imbeciles. Your whole organisation is an embarrassment to yourselves and pathetic, and we're going to expose it all. And aren't you going to be red-faced? And we're going to let all your goats out as well too. Imbeciles. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this gentleman doesn't need much of an introduction, but I'll give him one out of respect anyway. You know, he's been slammed from pillar to post like you have, but he still keeps taking that step forward like we all do. And nothing, and I mean nothing, is going to stop us or this gentleman in achieving what will and needs to be achieved. So without further ado, National Leader of Australia 1, ladies and gentlemen, Riccardo Bosi.
Good morning, Sydney. Now, we're live streaming around the world, so we need to say a good morning and evening to a few places. So, good morning, United States. Good morning, Europe. Africa. South America. And the penguins in the South Pole. Now, what we have to show them is that we are going to be the country to follow. No country on this planet is going to move faster and higher than Australia. We are an unrealised superpower. Now, let's see that blank look on your faces. You're going, I don't understand what the hell that means. That's because we're a modest people. We're a welcoming people. We're a kind people. We're not too uppity. But I can tell you this. I was just handed this book, First Draft of a Constitution for the Sovereign Nation of Australia, a grassroots approach, book 2 by Lieutenant Colonel retired Charles S. Mollison. This book represents to me the genius that is in every one of you. Every one of you in this country, every one of you is a sovereign being. All law, all human laws derive from you. Tall, short, fat, thin, bald, bushy-headed, you don't wear shoes, you do wear cufflinks, doesn't make any difference. The success of this movement will be based on your shoulders. And young men down here who are going to record this, so behave yourself. This is in our hands, folks. This is in our hands. And I know it seems odd, because we look back in history at those that created great nations, did great things. They built statues to them. That's you. And I know you can't believe it, but every one of you. In fact, I've got a design for a statue already in mind. And you know what it is? It's a plinth. The plinth is the thing that it sits on, right? It's a beautiful plinth with stairs on one side and a ramp up the other for the people in wheelchairs. That was demanded by my wife, of course. And the words on the plinth read, Imago Dei. Now, if you've been listening to my videos, you know what Imago Dei means. Anyone know? Go, shout it out. The image of God. The image of God. That's why this country is such a great country. We all know it. Whether we're Christian or not, it's not the point. But we know that each one of us is equal. We all have that divine spark in us. And this statue doesn't have a statue on it. It has the plinth. And I want every Australian eventually to walk up there and get their photo taken. And they can give the 1,000-mile stare. They can get angry and shake their fist. It doesn't matter. Because you are Australia. Every one of you. Nobody is better than anybody else. You know who God's chosen people were? Everybody.
Free medical.
Free medical.
Yeah, thank you, Dad. Free medical.
Join the army. Free dental and medical. No problem. Not the old army, the new army. My army. It's much better.
Right there with you.
Before we go any further, I want to start with a prayer.
Thank you.
And if you don't pray, pray the ones that do pray are correct. Because I can tell you, the only way we're going to win this is if we do his work. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And keep the rain away until we finish this rally. Somebody said to me, there's not enough of us here. And I said, there's plenty. Who remembers St. Crispian's Day from Henry V when you studied Shakespeare? Who's Shakespeare? Yeah. There's a school here, Dave. Henry V was about to fight the French, and they were badly outnumbered. The French were fresh, and his own lords were complaining there were not enough. And Henry heard the complaints, and he said, what's that, my brother? Do you want more? And he said this, if we are marked to die, we are enough to do our country loss. And if to live, the greater the share of honour. Don't ask for one more person. This is the army we need. This is all we need. Look around. This is the army that's going to save this country. Has a small band of patriots saved a nation against the worst threat on the planet before? Absolutely they have. You've heard me talk about it 100,000 times. And this is why we owe our American cousins a debt of gratitude that we will never be able to repay, but we will always remember.
Thank you, Carl.
80% of the colonists did not want the Revolutionary War. So only 4 out of 5 were telling the Brits where their mates were. But how many actually fought? How many picked up a musket, left their farms in the care of their wives, and went and fought? 1.9%. So do we have enough? Do we have enough? Absolutely. We're in great shape, folks. Now, I also heard some people are getting tired, and they're beginning to swear. Now, I would never do that. I have maximum control over my vocabulary and my emotions. And I expect you to do it. No, I can't do it. You tell me what an appropriate emotional response to the egregious crimes that have been perpetrated against us. So if we say the odd, rude word that you wouldn't say in front of the kids, and my kids have learned some awful words recently, that's an appropriate emotional response. Not forever, but just to let the steam off. Mark Twain said, cursing provides relief, even denied prayer. You just sometimes got to say it. And the big fella doesn't care. If you are sincere, it's okay. So are you tired? Yeah. Am I tired? Of course. Does that mean we're going to stop? No! When you're going through hell, what do? You just keep going. We are winning, they are losing. Does it look like it? It does to us. Because who are they hammering? Are they hammering all the other people? Not one. There's only two groups. A1 and Dave Stop the Rot Sack the Lot mob. We're the only ones they're hammering. Now why is that? Because they're terrified. Worse than terrified, they know they are losing. Why? The top levels are being chopped down. They're getting ridiculous orders from the box heads, the useful idiots. That's why it's falling apart. They are losing. We are so close. What people don't realise, to work at an elite level, and that's what you are all doing. You're still here, for God's sake. Look at you. You're still bloody here. You turned up. That's how wars are won. You turn up. That's step one.
Enough enough.
We're winning. They're losing. We know it. They know it. Now, when a rat's cornered, they get dangerous. They've still got teeth. But remember this, we're not alone. As Dave keeps reminding us, we've got the big fella. And it's not like he's on our side. No. We've got to be on his side. Does that make sense? Yes. Right. And we've also got some very handy people around the planet, this international coalition with a lot of weapons that go bang and deliver lethal force at the other end. They're doing the tribulations of war. That's their job. Our job, ladies and gentlemen, is to do the great labours of peace. Now, this is thankless hard work. It's like digging a foundation. We're digging this deep hole so we can create this magnificent edifice. The deeper, the wider, the broader the hole in the ground, the taller the edifice we create. And the edifice is Australia. We dig a big foundation so the young men and women of the future are the ones going to build this into the greatest country this planet has ever seen. People keep saying, when you're Prime Minister, and I say no, and say, oh, that's right, when you're President, I say no. When you are running the country, every one of you, and stop saying you can't, because you can. Have you seen the current crop and the mob before that? And the mob? We could get 151 of you random individuals here to form in the lower house, and another 76 to provide the senators, and we would do a better job starting tomorrow. Don't you agree? When you begin to trust yourself, you'll cross this invisible line. And there are men and women in this audience who have crossed that line. You know what it's like. You know who you are. You do not ask permission and you don't care what people think about you. You know what's right and wrong and you're moving forward in that direction. That's right. You are giving the example to everybody else. You know why they're not here today? They're afraid. And I get it. It's okay. It's okay. Don't criticize them. They need to see it before they believe it. You believe it before you see it. That's what makes you special. Does that make sense? Yes. You believe this can be done. And when I say things like you are sovereign, you get it. When I say this is going to be the greatest country on the planet, you get it. With apologies to the United States, of course, thank you. But, you know, second place isn't bad, guys. Oh, I think I just got my visa cancelled. That's right. We are enough to do our country proud, folks. Every one of you, by being here, you are leading from the front by example, not from the rear by direction. That's all that is asked of you. Your daughters and your sons, your granddaughters and your grandsons, and if you're lucky enough, your great-granddaughters and your great-grandsons need to see you fight. They don't want to hear from you. They want to watch you. Yes. They see you doing things that are embarrassing. Now, who here has had a child that they took through adolescence and then they finally made it to manhood or womanhood and they said, when they were young, you're an idiot, Dad. And about 10 years later, they go, geez, Dad, you're a legend. Who's had that experience, folks? There you go. That's why having kids is important. You've got to go through it. They have to go through it. That's the whole point. They've got to see you do it. They've got to see. They're going to be embarrassed. They're going to be, oh no, Dad's wearing that stupid hat again. Oh no, he's handing out flyers. Oh Mum, what are you up to? No, don't go, don't go. Talking about not going. There's a woman here today whose whole family said you're nuts for going. And it's her 60th birthday. Her name is Sue. and we're about to sing, and she's just over there looking, her head down. There you go. Hey, put your hand up, Sue.
Happy birthday.
Now, Sue's family's not so keen on her being here, so let's sing a happy birthday to give her the birthday that her family might not be giving her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sue. Happy birthday to you.
Hip, hooray! Hip, hooray! Hip, hooray! Happy birthday.
The A1 family and the Stop the Rot family is a hell of a family, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. One country, one people, one flag. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine it? I mean, see it. Whatever the flag is, look, we got, isn't it brilliant? Eureka flags, the red ensign, the blue ensign. The less we forget up the back. Miles, thanks mate, love it. Now, wouldn't it be great one day? Wouldn't it be wonderful at a rally for Australia, whatever the hell it is, whether it's a sporting event, whether it's a protest or the unionists against the businesses or the businesses against, I don't care. Doesn't matter. Life's a struggle, life's a fight. Throw a punch, take a punch, get on with it. But can you imagine a rally, millions of people, and the same flag goes up? Because here's one thing we need to borrow from our American cousins. When they have a rally, there's nothing but old glory, the red, white and blue, and they love it. But think about it, folks. When that flag was created, it only had the 13 stars, because there was only 13 states at that point. But it didn't mean anything to anybody. It had no meaning to it. We look back now and think, oh, look at that beautiful history of that particular flag, and look at what it's grown into. The flag didn't do anything. It was the sacrifice and the efforts of the people that burnished that flag, that gave that flag meaning. Just like these flags here all have meaning, because somebody did something under that flag. The flag itself is meaningless without the struggle and the efforts of the people. What we have to do is this: we must come together. One country, one people, and the symbolism is important, because we get this one flag, whatever it is. I've got some preferences, and mine are best, of course. But what matters is we come under this one flag, and it goes up, and we all just go, we salute the flag and the constitution for which it stands in time. Does that make sense? And we have a constitution that indicates that you are the sovereigns of this nation, not Betty Two-Stroke from the UK. Now, or Charles III. Sorry, we changed, haven't we? But when that flag gets up, if you don't think it has meaning, if you don't like it, all the more reason to redouble your efforts, to work harder, to sacrifice more, to work more, to contribute more, to do for your country what you need to do your duty. You've got to do your duty, because it's just got to be done. And your efforts will fill that flag with so much meaning. Your great-grandkids will fly that flag and say, weren't they the greatest generation of Australians that ever lived? I am now looking at the greatest generation of Australians that ever lived, and I mean that. You must know this. You must understand this. Look in the mirror when you get home tonight, and after you go, oh my God, did I look like that? Look in the mirror and tell yourself, we're going to do this. I'm going to do this. And we will. We're going to do this together. But remember, you are sovereign. You are the source of all human law. Not divine law, that's his business. Not natural law, because you didn't set the seasons. You didn't set the sunrise and the sunset, right? So there are rules within which we must operate. But the human law all comes from you. Not for some over-superannuated imbecile in Canberra.
That's right.
Not them. They have no rights. Every law, every human law comes from you. Just keep reminding yourself of that. You are sovereign. And I'd love to have a chance, just once, to debate this with somebody on TV, but do you think they're going to give me the chance? Oh man, that'd be fun. Lay out the sheets to catch the blood. Metaphorically, of course, Constable. I'm not inciting them to violence. Let's give a 3 cheers for the good cops who have done the right thing for the longest possible time. It's a bugger of a job. Let's give the coppers a cheer. Hip! Hooray! Hip! Hooray! Hip! Hooray! Don't get carried away. Okay, what we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, look, last words, I've got the last words to say. Do you have the right to free speech? Yeah, damn right you do. And who gave it to you? The Prime Minister? No. Do you have the right to defend yourself? When seconds count, the police are just minutes away. You have the right to defend yourself. You have the right to defend yourself. Do you have the right to be protected from unfair search and seizure without a warrant? Yes. Damn right you do. Do you have the right to assemble peaceably? Yes. Would you like those rights enumerated in a thing called the Bill of Rights? Yes. Damn right you would. Because once that happens, that's the moment that your sovereign rights are recognized by us as a group. That's why we must become one country and one people. We must decide what we're going to become. We decide what the rules in this country are. And we're a good people. Apparently you're all right-wing extremists. Strange group of extremists you are. What do you want? Well, I want to protect my kids. When we get that constitution, and you know I've spoken about the Constitutional Convention 2024, be kicking off about quarter to about April-ish. This is the beginning of us taking control. Now it's going to be messy, it's going to be untidy. There's going to be arguments. But guess what? That's the nature of a constitution. If you read about the Americans and the Founding Fathers and their Constitutional Convention, my God, they almost came to blows. It's okay. A constitution is a check on human nature, and human nature can be really nasty at times. So you've got to keep putting rules in. But the point is this, they're going to come from you. They're going to come from you. Last one. This one country, one people that we're going to create is going to be a moral country. We're going to know right from wrong. It'll be a sovereign country. My bodyguards are here. Give them a big cheer. We're going to be a sovereign people. All law will be, human law will be derived from us. We'll be a self-reliant people. We will be able of looking after ourselves without relying upon anybody else, unless we have to do it collectively. Then as a nation we can look after ourselves. That's what self-reliant means. And you know, there's simple things like a 2% tax would be really handy to do that. A Christian Western democracy. Now, for all the non-Christians out there, take a chill pill and relax. You're not going to be forced to become a Christian. But what you've got to understand is you already live in this Christian world. This Imago Dei I was talking about. Jack's as good as his master. That's an Australian way of saying we all have the divine spark in us. And it's going to be a Western democracy, and I've lived in enough countries to know that, guess what? I like this place a lot. It is a really nice place to be. Why do you think everybody wants to come here? We're going to be economically powerful. That means individually and collectively. If you want to work hard, you'll probably retire at 35 on the earnings you've made. If you're a bit lazy, you might retire by 45. How's that sound? And instead of, if you want to work, you work because you want to, not because you have to. How cool would that be? We'll be militarily intimidating. Oh, no, don't be intimidating. Anybody walked in a really bad pub late at night and thought, I shouldn't have done that? Right. Imagine being the scariest guy in that pub. That's what it means. The reason, just so you're clear, because we don't want to bother us. The first time they do, we'll hit them so hard they'll never do it again. Okay? And we'll make Mossad look like a bunch of kindergarten kids. Because I'm a nasty bugger when I really get to it. Militarily intimidating, because we're going to protect what we've got. Economically powerful, militarily intimidating, politically free. Listen to that. Politically free. You may not be interfered with if you are not interfering with anybody else. Does that make sense? Everybody's got the right. Don't do me any harm, and I won't do any harm. If you do me harm, I will do you a lot of harm. That includes kids. That includes the children. That includes the children. Culturally vibrant. We want to be culturally vibrant. The story I tell about how monocultural this country was when my mum and dad came here in '51. Olive oil was a pharmaceutical product, and you could only get it at the chemist. So the Italians are all down the chemist buying olive oil. There's something on the wogs, they're all buying olive oil. What for? It's for eating, mate. Oh no, they're on drugs. We want this place to be vibrant culturally. The language, the dance, the song, our own dance, dreaming and songs. Let's start with that. And then everybody that's come here, Everybody's got something to contribute to add to the spice of life, which is this country. We're one of the few places in the world where you can come here from anywhere and can become an Australian. Without pointing fingers, if you went to Japan, you ever going to be Japanese? No. Korea? No. China? No. India? No. Pakistan? No. Iran? No. Any of the Gulf states? No. Saudi? No. Not going to happen. But here, like the US, you can come here and become an Australian. That's the beauty of this country. That's what we can't afford to lose. And lastly, socially cohesive. Because we're going to agree on what's right and wrong. We're going to have the same set of rules. And there are no arguments. Leave the arguments behind. A lot of people come from a lot of countries and a lot of endemic hatreds. No place in this country for that. Let it go. Let it go. Now this takes time. I get it. It takes time. We're getting there. I'm a first generation Australian. Mum and Dad came out in 51. I was born in 1960. It takes time. So we will give people time. But leave your nonsense behind. We all good with that? All together now. One country. One people. One flag. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, give another round of applause for Riccardo. Okay, so the way we'll work this, I'll come down for a bit of Q&A, ask whatever question you want. There's no silly questions. I'll come down there, just come up and see me and we'll get it underway. Just ask a question.
Q&A, folks, this is your chance to put your finger in my face or anybody's face and ask the hard questions. I mean it. Ask the tough questions, because that's the point. And while the other people are coming up, if anybody pretends to want to represent you and they don't present themselves to you and allow you to put a finger in their face, don't trust them. And do it without filtering, because if they can't answer the question, they've just got a talking schedule, right? So press them. Come on up, folks. Dave.
Okay, we've got a first question, Rick.
Okay, hang on.
Sorry?
Where's... Hang on, the pirate's coming up.
Oh, we need Glenda as well. Auntie Glenda?
Yeah, Auntie Glenda, come up, please. We promised you a concreter, a communist, and a colonel, and a community leader. Well, here they come. Okay.
Good to go. Okay, we've got
110 a square for concrete, guys, at the moment. 110 a square. It's a pretty good deal at the moment, okay?
See you come to Brisbane.
I only do cash. I don't work, my wife does. My wife looks good in gumboots, actually, and short shorts. We love her on the work site.
Okay, it's enough of the cheap plugs. We've got our first question from Sam, who's come up from Melbourne. Oh, country Victoria, sorry, it's better than Melbourne.
Oh, this is for... Get her up close. This is for Riccardo. Yep, alright. It's about here? Yep, alright. I recently heard on a podcast you did, Riccardo, that you did a call out to the politicians throughout the country, each state, policemen as well, said the amnesty was going around at the end of October. I just wanted to know if you would elaborate more on that, what you're responding to.
Yeah, absolutely. That was actually a replay one I did October 2 years ago.
Okay, I just heard it this week. So.
Yeah, they replayed it again because the timing is quite accurate. Just pop down. Yeah. There you go. Now, the reason is this, because when I did it the first time, that's when, very shortly after that, the White Hats started doing what was called a soft knock. When you want to take somebody in, you do a hard knock or a soft knock. You don't want the hard knock, because you get two shots just there and the back of your brain sort of paints the wall. Soft knock is, we got a deal, take it or leave it, and they take it. So that started shortly after. So when I said you got into the end of the month, no deals, that's when the soft knocks started. Okay? So they've been arresting people for some time now. Now, coincidentally, this October again is another time when Sorry folks, we're about to see a lot. Now you would have seen a whole lot happen over the last few months. The speed of the revelations is increasing, and the nature of the revelations are increasing. So if you're getting frustrated and tired, please step back and watch what has changed. Remember what we were like a year ago. Remember what it was like 2 years ago. This would never have happened. Not in a million years. And yet we are now here. So we are very close. I know you've heard that, but we are closer every day. And if you've played rugby and you've got the ball and you're trying to get that ball over that line, that last metre is bloody hard to do. It is so hard to get that last metre because they're pushing back. That's what's happening now, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Got Brian, who's from local Sydney.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, Riccardo. Russia has banned 5G throughout the country now. In fact, Mr. Putin executed a number of executives of 5G there. What's the situation with 5G in this country? The future, do you believe?
Oh, the future of 5G in this country. Well, what we might do initially is offer a $5,000 bounty after we empower and it's legal for anybody that cuts down a 5G tower and brings it into the local... But having said that, there might be some use for it down the track, but basically no, because all electromagnetic radiation is deleterious to human well-being. We know that. And 5G is designed not for telecommunications, just in case you haven't heard it. If you were a telco and you wanted to put up a grid for telecommunications, you'd be getting towers and frequencies and systems that require the fewest number of towers and go the biggest distance and can penetrate whatever obstacles. 5G is hopeless. It is blocked by trees, rain, fog, a fart. It's awful. And they have to put all these towers up. It's a very short range. Now, why would you do that? Not for telecommunications. We know why. So 5G for telecommunications is a joke. And when we were talking about this back in early 2020, I'm saying, well, watch out for 5G, bad news. Even my own executive was saying, stop talking about that, Rick, we sound like idiots. Really. We did our homework. So 5G is gone if it is deleterious. And all of it is. The amount of electromagnetic radiation is killing us. And so it's not just the 5G, it's everything that gets pumped into the atmosphere we need to control. Now, if other countries want to kill themselves slowly, that's their business. But this is going to be a clean country, and by clean, I just don't mean we pick up the litter. It's going to be electromagnetically clean, it'll be food clean, it'll be air clean, it'll be water clean, all the stuff that have been poisonous. No more chemtrails, no more spraying, unless it's been absolutely tested to be useful, and then it can be done, but with your approval. Your approval, nobody else's.
Any more questions, guys? Don't be shy. Just come up. Anything you need clarified, anything you've heard that you want, like I said, clarified.
Oh, g'day, Riccardo. Rob
what's your name, what young man?
Rob from Galactic Larrikins.
Big cheer for Galactic Larrikins and live streaming. Thanks, Rob.
No worries. Recently we saw Hamas with their invasion, I guess, into Israel with over like 1,500 people, paragliders, all the rest of it. With your military experience, what's the chance of them organising all of that without alerting the American and Five Eyes and Signals Intelligence?
Sorry, I should take this seriously. It's a serious matter. What you're seeing in the Israel-Palestine conflict is 60% show and 40% real. The 40% real is real people, real innocent people are being killed, without a doubt. But more than half, 60% is my calculation, is just for show. What are the odds of a guy in a paraglider penetrating one of the most secure, tiny patches of dirt? Israel's the size of Hyde Park. Not quite, but you get my drift. It's nonsense. They are playing you, and if you are looking at that, you're not looking at what they don't want you to see. Make sense? That's why our position has been not in our area of interest. They've been at this for generations. I have a lived experience of this, both the Muslims and the Jews. They can have it. Nobody's going to solve it because nobody wanted it to be solved. It's an open wound by design. How many Palestinians has Jordan taken? None. How many has the Saudi Arabia taken? None. Bahrain, Qatar, United Arab Emirates. How many have they taken? None. They wanted open wounds so they can use it to suck our attention and suck our money and suck our interest. I'm more interested in what's happening in Oz. So, it's real, in part. There's real damage being done. But no, that wasn't an invasion by an adventurous young guy in a paraglider. Give me a break, please.
And just on that, with the intelligence we've spoken before how the intelligence apparatus uses blackmail and compromise to control leaders, politicians, business leaders, etc. How do we deal with that even if we put our politicians in power with this rogue intelligence apparatus controlling everyone through blackmail?
Well, the rogue intelligence apparatus is as crooked as everybody else. That's why they're in power. They're all Masonic filth. They've all got pictures of them riding, fiddling with goats and riding aprons. So they'll be gone, point one. Point number two, it's not that you've done something wrong. We've all done something wrong. That's why I come clean with the whole Masonic, why weren't you a Mason? Well, I had an affair with a senior officer's wife and I got put on the blacklist, thank God. I'm not proud of it, but thank God it's the best mistake I ever made. So it's not that you've done something wrong. We're not looking for saints, there are none. Anybody here, what is it? Those of you who have not, yeah, cast the first stone. Those of you without sin, cast the first. Oh, my wife, yeah, she's without sin. But other than her, who's innocent here? Yeah, you're right. But the rest of us, you know, we've lived a life, so we've done things we're not proud of. But as long as it doesn't not blackmailable and you don't care, you can move on. So point number one, most of the guys who are controlling it, they're blackmailable. That, you know, when they say we have everything, they do. So they're gone. Point number two, anybody that's taken an oath like a Masonic oath will never work in Australia ever again. Not in the public sector. They're done. They can go somewhere else, they can have a comfortable life, but they will never take the people's coin because they are guilty of treason. Okay. Point number three, transparency. There is no transparency in this country. If you were the king or queen of a nation and they were doing things behind your back, you'd say, off with their head. Yep. Transparency, you can't do it, folks. You can't do it. You listen to the Senate inquiries, oh, I'm not going to talk about that, I'll talk about it in camera. No, you're not. You're going to talk about it right now to the people who put you there, because if you don't, they're going to sack you. Now, are there operational things that need to be kept quiet? Of course there are. But have you seen what they're not talking about? Basic questions. Basic questions. Like 28 VIP pedophiles. 90-year suppression orders. Mulligan inquiry in South Australia. 80-year suppression order. Give me a break. And what did he say? The commissioner? If we included the institution of the law, then the people would lose their faith in the law. Well, newsflash, we have no faith in you already, so get the fuck out of the court. Sorry.
Alex, you have first one, mate. You've only had one tonight. It's good.
I was trying to go with none, but okay.
That's impossible. We really love you for it. We've got a question from Darren.
First of all, above anything else, thank you to all you guys up there. But it's like, I like to get straight down here because I know what you've been doing in Victoria, right? It's like saying thank you to your partner, your loved one. It's like, you say it so often, but it's never enough. Also to all of you, everybody behind you, behind me, thank you for turning up as well, because you can't do it on your own, so thank you. I'll open this up to everybody here, because it's a bit left field. Something that's been bugging me for a while, and everybody's got this here in droves, but I think it's waning here in Australia, and this is this idea of resilience. A couple of cases in point, basically up in Queensland. These public servants being sookie la-las, having days off because the yes vote didn't get up. The University of Queensland given, leave to, Aboriginal people or students because the yes vote didn't get up. I just want to take from the last, 10, 20, 30 years of Australia as a whole, because I'm only in my 40s. But here's an idea. What does everybody here think about Australia being a moral, sovereign, self-reliant, resilient, Christian, Western democracy?
Over to Cole.
There you go, folks. Just, Riccardo, can you just speak to 2 points? Firstly, that currently status of Australia is it's the 51st state of the United States of America, and that Donald Trump is actually sort of overseeing that. Can you just speak to that and how that works for you? As well as if anybody is not sure about what's going on in the States and how the Speaker is now number 45, when back in 1871 they were sort of down to number 44, but yet Pelosi was number 50 something. So can you just speak a little bit how that all works and how that gives us some confidence of what's going on?
Do you guys want to take this? No? Okay. Very quickly. 51st state, I hope so. because it's a quick way to get there. But here's the issue, folks. Sit back, and we've got to deal with the normies. Perception, reality. I've said this before, but I can say it again very quickly. There's the reality of Australia and the perception of what Australia is. Now, if the Americans turned up and said, guess what, you're the 51st state, you've got to do what we say, 25.69 million Australians would go, hey, in your dreams. Even if it was legally correct, right? They'd go, no.
Yeah, the Vatican did it.
Yeah, well. And so what the White Hats have to manage, what they have to do is manoeuvre the people willingly to a good place. So, whilst if it is true that we are the 51st state, and if it is true that Donald is the president, and that's great, but there's a perception. Because if 25.69 million Australians believe that we're a sovereign nation with a Governor-General called His Excellency David Hurley, who should do his job, then they might manoeuvre the Governor-General to do what he has to do, which is under Section 50 of the Constitution, dissolve the Parliament, which happens every time there's an election, so it's not unusual to dissolve the Parliament. We go into caretaker mode for a brief period, not unusual. The Governor-General may do that if the Executive Council, which is what we call the Cabinet, the actual correct title is Executive Council, does something wrong. He warns them again, then he can dissolve them. Now they might force him to do that, get rid of the current mob. Now the Governor-General may then appoint an Executive Council, or we call it the Cabinet, but it's called the Executive Council. He can appoint as many people to act as basically ministers for 3 months without election. This is legal under the 1991 Constitution. So what that means is he gets rid of the current mob, appoints a bunch of people, and then gives them a set of directions to achieve. They go away for 3 months to make that happen. For example, let's see, what would I do if I was in that situation? Health, first of all. Get everybody as healthy as we can. Get rid of Big Pharma, lock up the doctors, lock up the nurses, lock up the hospital administrators, put them in jail for the rest of their miserable lives. If they are guilty of bad things, which most of them are, the evidence is there. Secondly, we need the economy to take off. So we've got health, wealth is next. Why? Because morality is great, but if you're not feeding your kids, you're stealing bread, right? So we've got to get the economy going. So what do? We cut every tax we possibly can. We just put a 2%er in there just to keep the machine rolling. And we set you free. Now, how do you create wealth? You only need 3 things. Leadership in the form of entrepreneurs. So some people just love starting businesses. Labour, because you need the workers. Because not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. They just want to do a good day's work and get a fair day's pay. And the next you need is capital. That's it. Leadership, workers, capital. Now, what have they constrained at every turn? The capital. That's why you can't get ahead. So once you've got the capital in your pocket, you're going to be stinking rich. What are we going to do with this money? I don't know. Well, let's put it into government bonds. They're doing stuff. The economy will take off. It'll go from a $1 trillion economy to a $2 trillion economy to a $3 trillion economy. The rest of the world, including the US, is going to look at us and say, our 14% sales tax on new items sucks. That's an economic technical term, by the way. So we're going to look after the health of the people, then the wealth of the people. And the last one is the 3 Pri-1 activities we've got to do is the electoral system to clean it up so you can have the first free and fair election in your lifetimes. So that's a plan, but how we get there to persuade the normies that this is a good way to go, they might do the Governor-General method. They might do the 51st state. Frankly, it doesn't really matter as long as we get to our end state. Does that make sense? So don't focus on the method too much. Focus on where it's going to get to us. And I can promise you this, folks, listen really carefully. White hat, black hat, no hat. Australia will never again bend a knee to a foreign power. Ever.
Just expand on that. We've got the database. We are in liquidation as a country. The government is in liquidity. It's on the, what's the site that they have? Oracle and the ASIC sites, and we are under administration. So that's a clear indication why we are being looked after by America, because our criminal politicians sold us out. We are a registered company, corporation on the US stock exchange. So it's a blessing that we do have them looking out for us, and we've got to think about this too. We have Caroline Kennedy, and US ambassador here in Australia. And we have ships in our ports, a good indication. So we're going to look at all of those evidences that we are being looked after. And thank God we are. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Beck.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hello, Beck Freedom. 3 cheers for Beck Freedom. Hip, hip, hip.
Hey! She does a great job getting the truth out there. Oh, sorry, Beck.
Thanks, guys. Alright, so I feel bad at asking this now, but this is mainly aimed at Riccardo and Dave. So for the last 3 years going
No, we're not having a sexual relationship.
Never. Sure.
So for the last 3 going on 4 years, all we seem to keep hearing is hold tight. They're coming. We've got this. We're safe. Sit pretty. I, like many others, are sick to death of sitting pretty. Some of us have lost everything. We've lost houses, cars, jobs, friends, family. Who exactly is coming and when are they coming? Because I'm sick of waiting.
Okay, let me kick off and you can wrap up. Oh no, actually you go first. Where you go?
All right. Well, I suppose that we're in the weirdest war I've ever fought, guys. I gotta watch this mic. Yeah. So the war is 95% disinformation. That's how you win a war. That's how you win a war in these ages. So I can tell you confidently, Beck, that I have had word from people who are associated with the military that there is something in the background. They are waiting to do what they have to do. That I can't put a time on that. Rick can't put a time on that. No one can put a time on that. But I have been told, and I can tell all you people here, that I have had correspondence from people to say that there are people on the ground, okay? But we've also had a couple of things to tell us to guess who they're waiting on. Us. Exactly right. So we have to make a move. We have to do our thing. I've said before, if you go and look at Derek Johnson, if you have a look at some of the stuff and the interviews that Rick and I do internationally and that, you cannot deny what is going on. If you go and have a look at the movie The Greatest Show on Earth, okay, I've given it to some normies, and I'll tell you what, they come back and just looked at me. I said, are you serious? I said, yeah, I'm serious, man. That's what went on. Wow, I'm going to have a look. Okay, and that's all it takes, guys. So yes, is there an alliance? Yeah. Are we going to wait on the alliance? No. All right, because we have our own job to do. As I said, if they turn up this week, all they do is leapfrog us up the road. That's it. You're still in the war. All right. You're still fighting. Right, until we get the breakthrough. So that's where we are, guys, all right? We know it's in the background. I'll let Rick take over here, but I can guarantee you as I stand here, and I had a 14-year-old daughter who is no longer with us, that I've had correspondence to say we have help. But the help's here when you people and the rest of us do what we need to do. That's as far as I know, guys.
Thank you.
Folks, I'll just repeat what I said earlier. The only thing holding this shit show going, the only thing keeping it on its feet is confidence. Confidence, right? That's it. Confidence in the monetary system, confidence in the judicial, confidence in the body politic, confidence in law enforcement, etc., etc. And that confidence is evaporating. It's evaporating. I don't have to tell you that. You can now see that. The evidence is everywhere. And as that confidence evaporates, this entire shit show comes down. Okay? Help with that.
Do you want to add to that?
No, you're good.
Okay, no worries. I get it, Beck. I get it, believe me.
All right, I will add to it if it's still not satisfying you. Okay, on the 5th of June 1944, the Allies were supposed to land on the beaches of Normandy. Weather was bad. Eisenhower delayed it for a day. Now, I want you to imagine you are the assaulting troops. Okay, here's the beaches of Normandy. We have the Canadians, the Brits on that side, you have the Americans on that side. Now, they hit the beach. There was good preparation fire on the position, but they were facing MG42s and 88mm and the rest of it, and they fought their way up the beach, and men died. Now, did they expect to hit Berlin on the 7th of June 1944? Of course not, because you've got to travel across the ground. Worse than that, what happened? The Canadians and the Brits on the left flank got stuck in the hedgerow country. The tanks kept getting stuck. The Germans were beating them to death. The Americans were bogged down on the right flank, couldn't get out. Eventually, they broke out, and that's the term, they broke out with Operation Cobra, and that was Patton's Third Army famously careening around the dug-in positions and getting behind the enemy in order to invalidate the bad guys. Does that make sense? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a real war. People are really dying. It takes time. It takes time. That's what's happening. Now, it took time. Now, the French resistance were doing their stuff for years. And they're always saying, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? They're coming, they're coming. Well, we're not dying fast enough for you? Ladies and gentlemen, this is not my words, but a video that we put up just recently. Why did we start this? Who is at the centre of our main concern here? The children. The children. And this woman said on the video, while we're sitting comfortably at home watching My Kitchen Rules or whatever the hell we're doing, and complaining because the pizza didn't have enough anchovy this week, there are babies and children being killed and destroyed and traded for sex. That is why we are here. Yeah, there's a million other things to do. I got it. But if we don't save the kids, none of this matters. If we don't save the children, my apologies, none of this matters. So I get cranky, ask the bride, I wake up in the morning and say, how much longer? And I have a spit. And then I remember that somebody did a whole lot more than I ever did. Getting nailed to a tree for what? For saying how nice it would be if we'd be good to each other for a change? So my life's pretty good. I got a roof over my head, I got food, I got the best family on the planet, and a job that had killed 10 men. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I understand the frustration. And to everybody out there that is frustrated, imagine what those little kids are going through. Locked in cages, locked in rooms, being traded for sex 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. Little girls and little boys on the Mexican border are found with 37 different DNA traces inside them. Your life is tough? I don't think so. The good fight is being fought. They are facing horrendous challenges. When the truth comes out about what they've actually been fighting, it will blow your mind. I'm not talking about other people with guns. No. Who's heard of the chimeras or the chimeras? These are the half human, half something else creatures. This is a tough fight. They're doing their best. Do your best. Get ready for the next phase.
Thanks. Gave it a good bit of perspective. Good stuff. We've got Mia for the question.
Okay. So, I totally understand what Becky's saying about the frustration. I have been an activist against abuse for over 20 years, and it's like just repeatedly slamming your head into a brick wall with not many results. There's many good people right across Australia who are aware of the satanic ritual abuse in this country and who are trying in many different ways to combat this problem. And so, the question is, we have, for example, white supremacist terrorists in this country, and we don't have proper laws to stop other people coming into this country who might have terrorist links. If anything, it is actually encouraged by some politicians and some people in power. So, yeah, my question is, how are we going to stop this from occurring in the future?
You want to take it? No? Okay, I'm happy to run.
I'm going to answer the first question she said.
Oh yeah, Wayne, we'll go for it.
I might just go with the first part of the question you asked, is about, the satanic ritual abuse and, saving the children. I've got a Facebook page, and I use that every day, non-stop, daily, putting material up on Facebook. I've got people inboxing me because they don't have the courage to put it on their own page. I put it up. But if you're listening to me out there and you're inboxing me, put it on your own page. help save the children, help get the message out. Because it's all of our responsibility. It will be so empowering for you to have the confidence to put this material up on your own pages. I've been doing it 4 years non-stop. And some things I couldn't even put up there because it's heartbreaking and I cry. I went so deep into that rabbit hole, and this is why I do what I do every day. Do it for the children. Because we haven't even seen the worst part of what's to come. Some people could even die of a heart attack. You need to get yourself prepared, desensitize yourself. Go back and look at all the videos that I've been putting up for 4 years straight and start helping, sending this message out for the children. Thank you.
Thanks, Brenda. Just on the second part of that, about the tourists that are being allowed in the country as well as homegrown tourists, etc., etc. The problem that we have isn't the terrorists, that's part two. Part one are the people supposed to be keeping the country clean. The Australian Security Intelligence Organisation and the Director General of Security is doing a bang-up job of doing nothing about it. Apparently 40% of his effort is shutting down white extremist groups. 40%. The guys are the Masonic filth or the biggest imbecile on the planet. 40%. You're kidding. He can't find pedophile judges who are corrupt. He can't find Islamic terrorists. He can't find fill in the blank. So there's your first problem with the terrorism, right? Problem number two, facilitated by the politicians who are also Masonic filth. They let everybody in. Why? In order to disrupt us, to demoralise us, to break us. And remember when I spoke about social cohesion? Social cohesion is linked to a moral people. A moral people are defined as a people who agree the difference between right and wrong, and then think, speak and act to advance the right and eradicate the wrong. Does that make sense? Listen carefully. They agree the difference between right and wrong, and then think, speak and act to eradicate advance the right and eradicate the wrong. Now, is this a race thing? No. Absolutely not. Is it a skin colour thing? Absolutely not. Is it a national thing? No. I'll give you an example. Do you think marriage with dogs and cats is sound social practice? Just show of hands if you think that's a really good thing that we should do. What a shock. Nobody. Did you know that's legal in Germany and Spain? So are we going to let the Spaniards in and the Germans in, but not the Zimbabweans? No. Because it's not a national border thing, it's not a skin colour thing, it's none of that. They intentionally do this because there is no consequence of bad actions. Do you think having sex with a 3-year-old is wrong? Do you think marrying a 6-year-old, do you think we're going to marry 6-year-olds? Absolutely not. Should we be able to consummate that marriage at age 9? That's Muslim practice. You know why? That's Muhammad's practice, and they are required to follow Muhammad. This is not an anti-Muslim thing. So sit the fuck down and listen. Not you guys, them. What about the Jews? Why should an Australian boy have more rights than a little Jewish boy? Why does a little Jewish boy have to have his foreskin cut off? No, he shouldn't. He should not. Oh, but that's our practice. Really? And the Muslims have the female genital mutilation, and I'm going to explain it to you, where they cut off the labia, stitch it back up, and the hole left behind is so small a Q-tip, a cotton bud, can barely go through. Should that be allowed in Australia? But it is, because the politicians allow it. We must agree what is right and wrong. Aboriginal men's initiation. Some of them, when they go wrong, the penis is cut and it explodes like a hot dog in the microwave that's been there too long. Who's seen a hot dog in the microwave when you've microwaved it too long? If you haven't, go home, buy a hot dog, stick it in there. Don't eat the hot dog. That is the young boy's penis for the rest of his life. Why should a little black boy in the centre of Australia have fewer rights than you guys? They shouldn't. Once again, a moral people agree what is right and wrong, and then we think, speak and act to advance the right, eradicate the wrong. This is what's key. This answers the question about not just terrorism, but creating a moral country. I'm not talking Christian, I'm talking moral. Right and wrong. You know what? We are so messed up, we can't even talk about morality anymore. We've got to simplify and just talk about right and wrong and go through a step at a time and decide, you know what, that's right and that's wrong, and we're going to make laws. Now, people are saying, well, you know, I got this from some Hindus. Our religion is tens of thousands of years older than yours. It must be a better religion. I said, really? So you believe that the Brahmins at the top are the best of the best and the untouchables don't get a leg up despite, that's 8 layers down or 7 layers down, they don't get a shot, regardless of how good they are or how hard they work? Really? Another one of these supremacist groups. And once again we come back to Imago Dei. All in the image of God. Tall, short, black, white, thin, whatever, we don't care. We all have that divine spark. That's the foundation of why we say a Christian Western democracy. Not because you're Christians, but that concept is Christian and we live and work with it. You pull that concept out, this country disappears. And I've lived in some pretty awful places where they don't have that as a concept. That makes sense? So you want this country to be free from terrorists? We, the people, the sovereign individuals who make the law, must agree the difference between right and wrong. And if you've got a religion, then your religion's messed up. If your God needs you to cut off somebody's foreskin, if your religion needs somebody to cut off somebody's labia, if your God requires your penis to be split open, he ain't God and you got nothing to worry about. Because this country, on religious freedom, you may bow your head, your mind and your soul to whomever you like, except Satan, got a special place for you. But you may do what you like. Religious freedom, no problem. But your actions must be consistent with Australian secular law, which is based on a Christian ethic. Does that make sense? There you go. We get that right, and all the scum gets run out of town. And this country will be the most desired place to come, and we get to pick and choose. And we don't care if your skin's black as the ace of spades, like my friends from Kenya. Black as the ace of spades, good Christians, no problem. Tony Jones, ex-ABC, white trash. We don't want him. Go back to China, Tony. I think he stayed there.
All right, we've had one question come in just before Craig continues, and that was, why did me and Bosie run in the election, and then why would we turn around and tell people not to vote no? Right, so let's just quickly explain it if people don't understand. We ran in the election, why? Because we needed evidence. Okay? We need evidence that they're fraudulent. Okay? So we ran in the election, we asked you to vote for us, and you did. Thank you very much. When it comes to the referendum, Rick told people that they probably shouldn't vote in an illegal corporation. I think we all totally agree with that. Okay? Who voted, who didn't vote, doesn't really matter. Okay? But why did I come out a week earlier, and why did I know that we could have 500,000 people or so not vote? I come out and said it on a show. We could still win the vote with a no, all right, and we could go both ways. We could take the courts on as well as winning the referendum. How do I know that? Not me, guys. I don't go out on a limb too often and say stuff I don't know. Okay, but I predicted it. What do we have? 3.9 million didn't vote. What's that tell you? Listen, sometimes I got to go and play in the mud, guys. Bosie won't. That doesn't matter. He can't. All right? But I'm out there, I'm in the mud, I don't mind getting dirty, all right, and playing with who I'll have to. But I guarantee you guys, every time I jump out the pool, I'll be clean for you, okay? Sometimes I got to go and take some battles on. That's just the way it is. I got to associate people who maybe I don't want to associate with. Okay, but we're in a war. Best place for your enemy is right by your side. Okay, so we've done what we had to do because we had to do it. We had to get evidence of fraudulent activity within the election, which we got. And then we come out and Rick pulled his stunt and put you all into chaos for a couple of weeks. But you've worked it out.
Sorry about that.
Why did he do it? Special operations guys. He knew what he was doing. I'm sitting at home laughing about it. Watching all yous freak out. Ah, Bosie told us off the boat. Ah! Guys, you've done a great job. You're thirsty yourself. We're not here to dictate to you. Dictation's over. All right, it's we the people. No one's dictating. You've done a marvellous job, guys. Thank you.
Okay, next question is from Manny. Thanks for today, guys, and thanks for taking my question. Just a quick one on constitutional conventions. We've all been doing a lot of reading. Some of us have been taking on this corporate bastardry and starting to punch holes through it. Do we have a timing on how or when and how that will be started, collated. Rick?
Yep, no problem. As I've said before, it's going to take some time. It's going to take well over 12 months because there's this educative process we must go through. Otherwise, we're conning the people. We the people must understand what we're talking about. That means we kick off from first principles. So that's going to start about April next year because we've got a lot of work to do. And the contributions by Australians is key. Yes, we lean heavily on everybody else. And there's a common law people, I love you to death. You still can't agree the colour of an orange, but I love you to death. What we all have to do is, so it kicks off about April, there'll be an educative period, right? And that'll be programmed and you can log on and learn as you go. And then we'll start the actual process of what are the founding principles we wish to apply, and then how do we actually codify that in words, and that's the really hard part, right? So about April next year. Now, folks, please listen really carefully. Study, study, study. And the best way to learn something is to teach it. So imagine you've got to do a lesson on the Constitution. Oh shit, what does that mean? And in teaching and in preparing what is a lesson, basically, you will learn it. Just don't read it and go, oh, I don't quite get it. Imagine you've got to teach it, break it down. That'll make you a powerful contributor to this process. You must turn up informed. It's not just a case of, would you like plan A, B, or C? I choose C. Oh, good choice, sir. Well done. What does it mean? Oh, you don't need to know. No. You have to decide. I've got a view what I think is the best way to go for the future, but that's irrelevant. There's 25.69 million others that have a say. And guess what? You win. You, the people, win. You get to persuade people. And as I heard one, and I won't embarrass him any further by mentioning his name, but as I heard one common law guy say, I said to him, how many you got? This was back at Epic. How many people you got in your organisation? I used to boost this guy. And he said, 200,000. I said, shit, that's brilliant. What about the other 25.67 million that don't know about you? Quote, they're idiots, they'll just follow us. Ladies and gentlemen, you are sovereign, not the dude out the front with the mic. You got it? If you are not persuaded, you don't buy. They have to persuade you that their way is the best way, and you have to, as Dave just said, think for yourselves, make your own mind up. We're going to be fine. We're going to be absolutely fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to add to that again, like, there's a lot of warriors out there that actually part of taking the system down, serving judicial notices, and you know, Glenn here is absolutely fantastic out there. He's taught me a lot. So I put myself in a situation too where I've challenged the courts. You got to go in there and stand your ground. You got to understand and do your due diligence. Do your own research what the real law is. Because they've got nothing. They can't deal with you. All they can do is adjourn. So this is what a lot of us are doing around the world actually. And I've got a few little notes here. We want the elimination of government, the corrupt government. You know, we don't want tax. We want to get rid of all the debt system. We're hearing about the global currency. Researching that. So that's the Nasara Jasalda, gold, silver and precious metals. But I want to say with the hardcore police, you know, we want peace officers. We need them to be retrained. You know, they need to be retrained what the real law is, so they don't keep harming us. It's all about revenue. They're policy officers. It's all about raising money for revenue. And they're targeting innocent people. I'm one of them. They targeted me many times. I stand my ground though, because I don't fear them anymore. I just tell them what the real law is. I even show them documentation what the real law is. They don't want to borrow it. They only want to look at the evidence. Because they're programmed. MK Ultra programmed. And this is what we're going to keep educating them. Because they're doing the wrong thing. It's injustice. But be brave. Do it in peace though. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep moving ahead with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Good, next question from Michelle.
I got it right. I just wanted to find out, the COVID bullshit's starting again, so it's circulating a lot of the hospitals, and there's 4 that I know of that are in lockdown. What do we do?
What do we do with the COVID bullshit that's starting up again? Nothing. Her word, not mine. I didn't speak. Say that again. Say no. All together. Say no. One more time. Say no. That's it, folks. That's it. Thank you, sir. That's all you're going to do. Learn to say no. That's it.
I say no, but I'm dealing with nursing homes. You try and deal with these. I don't want to say that part on the speaker.
Oh, okay, right. If you're in a bad situation, I get it. It's tough sometimes. If you can't do it on your own, not a problem. Do it in a group. Go shopping in a group of 15 or 20. Move in, do your shopping, move out. You got it? Do it in numbers, guys. Do it in numbers. Do it in numbers. But just say no. Because the one thing you want to scare the pants off everybody in this country in a position of power, just say no. Just say no. Because the only reason they have any power is because we give them our consent to do so. The moment we stop, they're done. There are not enough cops, there are not enough soldiers, sailors and airmen to stop this. The moment we say no, it's finished, it's done. Now we're still going to stop at the red light and go with the green, that sort of stuff. We'll stay within the speed limit, or more or less. Right? There's other nonsense. No, I'm good, thanks. That's what I said when I first went to Coles. I'm doing my shopping, everyone's masked up. This is the very beginning. The woman said, "Oh, excuse me, sir, you need a mask." "No, I'm good, thanks." Just kept smiling. "No, I'm good, thanks, I'm okay." And eventually I'd walk through and they go, "Oh, he's just a nut, leave him go." Now, I can't imagine why they didn't challenge me. That's why you've got to do it in numbers, maybe, okay? Just smile, be nice. We have to arrest you. Away you go. You can arrest me. Just say no.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Jen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to take the opportunity, I know this is going out to the whole globe, so I want to thank all the soldiers, both the men and the women, that have gone down to those dens of iniquity, 10Ks under the ground, rescued all the children and bring them back to God. I think we should give them a big round of applause from Australia to all the global soldiers and the price they've paid, continue to pay, and let's give them our support and our love as well. Thank you.
Any more questions? Yes, we have one here, sir. Spirit.
Hi, Spirit Brendan here. How you going? Okay. All right. I just heard the word MK Ultra just not long ago. Just before I ask the question, I might just put it out there. The word politician. It's PO, as in post office, postal services, everything else like that. LI because it was a lie to begin with. And what about TI, being bound and tied? Then you've got the word CIA and slap an N on it. You've got the word CIA within the word politician, and it's nothing merely than an MK Ultra against the people. Just like the police force and the word policy. Under the conveyance of false language, dear people. Yep, we'll be in a second. With the word police, it is actually policy officer or policy enforcement, which is illegal and unlawful, and it goes against natural law. Now, when it comes to all the chemical castration, the chemical disbursements up in the sky, water and food, and the sex trade when it comes to the underage children and adults as well, when it comes to the amount of evidence and documentation from the government, because the government likes to dob themselves in sometimes when it comes to their own illegal corporate tyranny. My question is, will it ever get to the point that we'll come together and revolt and have a revolutionary times? Because if we cannot look after ourselves, how can we look after our children and their future for the best interest of them? Will there ever be a revolution?
If you're talking about kinetic, no. A civil war is the last thing any country needs. A civil war is a wound that never heals. That's point number one. Point number two, our job is not to squeeze triggers. As much as I would like to be on that side, I'm not. I'm now doing the great labours of peace with you people. That's the whole point of this. The shooting's being done by somebody else under better control. Third point, we're not capable. Now, could I run a fairly decent guerrilla war across the entire nation? Yeah, it's not that hard. But the cost to the country is too great.
but without, we're already unarmed.
Yes, I know.
But we've got the...
Hang on, the gentleman just said we're already unarmed. We know that. John Howard did that. Thanks, Johnny.
That's right, because he's a coward.
Yeah.
Though, all that aside, with all the people that we have got, and we outnumber them by 100 to 1 almost, that should be enough to make them fold without any harm coming on upon anybody.
Okay, we've got enough to make everyone fold. We do that without guns, point number 1.
That's right.
Point number 2, have you ever watched Russian dash cam video?
Yeah.
Have you seen what people are capable of?
Absolutely.
Do you realise how fucking insane most people are? Can you imagine giving everyone the say, I tell you what, go grab your guns and go shoot people? Are you nuts? I'm sorry, mate. This country has been so beaten down, we no longer know. We are killing babies at birth and nobody sees anything wrong with it. And you want to give people the okay to shoot guns? No. Now, we're going to have a Second Amendment in good time. We used to have a good gun culture years ago. I've told the story a lot of times. When I first joined my 1st battalion as a 2nd 4th in Townsville, logged up that the battalion had already deployed, so I met up with the sergeant. I said, what's the drill? He said, sir, we just hop on the commercial flight in our kit, fully tooled up, and we fly down to Rocky. And so we turned up, and we with my M16 here with a 7.62 SLR, took out the bolt, the breech block, gave it to the hostie. Here we are, fully kitted up, and we got on board the aircraft. Put the bolts in an envelope to the hostie. Nobody even blinked. Hopped off the aircraft, put the breech blocks back in the weapon, went up to Rocky. Now, that was a long time ago. The country no longer knows how to take a crap without instructions. They are incapable, this nation, right now, and this is something like, it galled me to admit it. We are incapable of saving ourselves. That's why somebody's got to come in and clean it up for us. The analogy is this. This is like a siege hostage situation. You've got 40 hostages in a building. You've got half a dozen terrorists with AKs. Now, the assaulters come in, and they're going to come through every window, door, ceiling, and cellar they can, simultaneously in all directions. Now, immediately during the resolution of that siege hostage situation, they're going to yell, let it go in, and they're going to shoot. And they're going to take out the bad guys. Now, they're not going to know who the bad guys are. They have to identify them as best they can, and they take care of that. But if they yell out, everyone lie down, and some idiot stands up, they're going to get drilled. Because you've got 39 people alive and one idiot that couldn't follow orders. That group of hostages will lie there until they have physically identified each one, held them up, bad guy, good guy, bad guy. And then they'll get frog marched out and processed to make sure that nobody snuck through, because that's what bad guys do. This country has 25.69 million hostages that don't know their ass from their elbow. This country, it galls me to say it, thinks it's Crocodile Dundee. It's not. It's Priscilla, Queen of the fucking desert. This country needs to grow up, and when they grow up, they will be capable of taking care of themselves. Then they will get a Second Amendment. Then we can actually take care of ourselves. But right now, even if we wanted to, it's insane. It would fail because the people aren't up to it, and there are too many lunatics out there that would destroy the joint. So no, it's never going to happen. Not in this lifetime. In a few years, when some bastards get into Parliament again and they try it, oh yeah, don't worry. The people will be fully armed, fully weaponised, and the politicians and the military and the police will know their fucking place, which is under the people.
Thanks, Rick. If I can just, can I have it? Craig, can I add to that, please?
It's going to John, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Look, everyone here, I think everyone knows, mate, that I'm an old revolutionary. I'm an old ex-commo, right? I love revolutions, mate. I love them. I'm telling you, man. If it was the way forward, if it was the way forward to conduct a revolution in this country to win this war, I can tell you now, I would be out front of it. I would be out front. And as Rex just said, mate, no, that's not the way you're going to win this war. I just simply say this. We are not going to hate our way to victory. We are never going to hate our way to victory. It's not going to happen. Revolutions ain't going to happen. It's not the way forward. Okay? Thank you, Craig.
Thanks, John. If I could just add to that, look, no one likes punching an idiot in the face more than I do. Believe me. And we've got a whole hill of them up in Canberra, and in Melbourne, and in every other state. I understand. But But Riccardo's right. Apart from the select few here and others that you know, we're not a tough country anymore. We will be again. And this is a message to my so-called fighting mates, and I've given you this before. Boys, WTF. It's no use having your 20-inch guns, arms full of ink, riding around your Harleys, acting tough. Excuse me, what the fuck have you done in the last 3 years, you fucking pussies? Time to stand up, put your Harley down, and start doing something. Next question. Sorry? We've got to wrap it up. Last one.
Thank you everybody for being
you want
here.
one more.
I am a constitutional thinker. I'm putting signs up in the Central Coast for 2 years now. I am anonymous, people don't know me. Why can't we come to a court and say you are not in jurisdiction?
Quite nice to meet you. Quite good.
Good to meet you too. Pop over that way after these sessions. We're going to have a bit of a chat. Already educated some coppers on the way up.
Okay, why can't we go into court and say you have jurisdiction? Some people do and succeed, and other people don't. It's a crooked game. It's trying to win at the casino. The house is always going to win. So what's the easiest way to win at the casino? Don't play.
Yes.
Don't play.
Don't play.
Okay, I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen.
One more question.
Oh, okay. Last one.
I'm so sorry. Forgot, yes.
Love it.
One last one. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey Riccardo, have you met Trump in person?
No.
Rightio, that answers my question.
There you go.
Have I met Trump in person? No, I intend to though.
And if you do, let's hope the energies from him are true.
They are.
Are true.
Let's hope the energies from him are true, if that's the case.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I love him.
But once again, folks, listen carefully.
He's not perfect.
White hat, black hat, no hat. It's up to us. Don't wait for Donald Trump. Don't wait for Mike Flynn. Don't wait for anybody. It's up to us. They're waiting for us to step up, okay? Okay, now, that's it for the Q&A. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for that. We're going to wrap up with a song. Craig, you're going to lead in
I will. Thank you.
the final wrap-up.
Thanks very much. Give the guys up here a clap, please.
1, 2.
And give yourself a clap as well. You know, some of you guys, like I mentioned earlier, have travelled far and wide to be here. So, from this day forward again, we galvanise ourselves again, and we keep going. Like I said, one day at a time, 1 week at a time, one punch at a time, we will prevail. Now over to Dave Graham for a quick song. Thanks very much, and stick around and have a chat.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, the Craig, you run off this one. Yeah, unfortunately, Baxcon couldn't get up here, guys. But we just want to do one song for you, which I've just lost. Where is it? That cool. Right. So, guys, we just want to do.
I wasn't here because...
Me and Craig are just going to do one little track. We told you we were going to have some music up here. So we're just going to do one song. What we want you to do, guys, is sing it with us. Right, you'll all know it. There's no problem about that. Where did we paperclip go, Mel? Yeah, on there. So we all know the words of this, guys, so feel free, right? We've got it on tape, we want you to sing along. Am I on? Yeah, we will. Is it getting better? Or do you feel the same? There's a place. Will it make it easy? Now you got someone to blame. You say one love, one life, yeah, it's one need, yeah. in the night. One love, and we got to share it. 'Cause it don't care for it Did I disappoint you? I'll lead a bad mouth in the mouth. You act like you never had love, and you want me to go without. Well, it's too late tonight, yeah, to drag the past out into the light. When one, but we're not the same. We get to carry each other. Have you come here for forgiveness? Have you come to raise the dead? Have you come here to play Jesus? The leopards in your head. Did I ask too much? More than a lot, yeah, you gave me nothing but all I got. We're one, but we're not the same. We get to hurt each other, then we'll do it again. We say love is a temple, love's a higher law. Love's a temple, love's a higher law. Ask me where I'm feeling and I can't be holding on to what you got. When all you got is hurt. One life, yeah, is one life. Do I see it? Sisters and now brothers and is one life, and when say we get to carry each other, carry each other. Alright, we just want to get one track out for you guys. Get right, buddy, come up here, mate. Yeah, it's a YouTube, it doesn't matter, we take the music back.
You know what? Buddy, when we play their songs, it pisses them off. Yeah. It's like John Farnham, you know, like when we play their songs, it really pisses them off. So let's just do it anyway to piss them off. Right, care if they endorse it or not.
Right, buddy's just going to have a word to you people. We haven't done we didn't do an opening ceremony or stuff like that, okay? We didn't do it. We're looking at all this with our Indigenous people, okay? And we just want to all be one, okay? That's all we want to be, okay? We want to open a ceremony for everybody, okay? And that's how we'd like to see it. One country, one flag, one people. So Bruce, have a chat, mate.
Yeah, look, Yalama everyone. Look, very quick. He got me up on stage, just say a little word. But look, someone said over there, when's the revolution's coming? Well, I say we're in a revolution. We are the light. We are the change in this world. Now, Look, I support my brothers and sisters here, they're on stage, the speakers and everyone else. Let's bring this together. Let's make this country great. Let's bring the whole world together as well. But we as people on this country need to start getting it right, and we've got to start making our government and those that are doing the wrong thing accountable. And that's what all you guys are about. Thank you for your opportunity. Let's just keep encouraging one another and look after one another, because we are here and we are the change, and we're going to make a difference.
Okay, I'll just have a quick word before we go. Thank you all who follow my channel. Thank you for all your bravery, all the truth that you're out there sharing to everybody. It's amazing you're all awake here. You've all realised something's wrong in the world. I think a lot of people have for a long time. I'm going to talk about something that happened to me just last Friday. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but I was pretty brutally arrested for a policy procedure. All right, obviously with intent to harm, which I have a lot of evidence of. That's okay, because now the New South Wales Police have put themselves in the spotlight of the global international federal courts. They have a laugh about it, you see. They'll all have a laugh about it. But as soon as they receive a judicial notice, they'll find out this is going to be a problem for them. So when they are willing to use force that can cause death or permanent harm and injury for policy forcing procedures, when they are a corporation, is this right? Well, this has been happening, and there's evidence, and there's loads of evidence of injuries and deaths to weapons they carry that they've been using for policy forcing procedures, and that's going to end, guys. That's going to end right across this continent, not just here, and across this globe. Because no one gets to treat people like animals in this world. And you cannot presume someone to be guilty and treat them as someone guilty, because everyone has the right to a fair court trial in a non-fictional lawful court. Thank you all.
So you're in town, guys. There's a few people that would like to go to a bar or whatever, you know, social people. So we've got a couple here. There's Hyde Park House, Hyde Park G Public, the Public 36. I don't know where you would like to go, guys, but maybe come and see this lady right here and find out which place we'd like to go to, and we can all meet up somewhere if that's what you'd like to do. I'd just like to thank you all for coming, guys. We'll have to move on for the other people that are coming through. We wish them a great day, and God bless everybody in this nation. Thank you.
Alrighty.
The criterion, guys. Criterion, spelled with a Q. C, spell with a C. I'm not, I'm good on a live stream. yeah, thanks for all the prayers, guys. Great, get in. Thanks, son.
This one. On the front. Let's just kind of meet us all. It's the only way to go. As John said, we're not going to hate our way out of this anyway. And first, it's fine. No.
fact, we've got a real that town hall has buses outside of the TVB. Yeah, so we're all back to pretty
Well guys, this just looks like it's photos now with Riccardo. I might just wander down and see what's going on with the Palestinian protest, if you like. I also saw Julian Assange's dad there. There's a nice little... Well, shall we have a look over here? Hey, there's Donna. It's KFC Donna.
I'll have a look at it more. Maybe we can get have that chat then I'll pull that up. And you get cast. Yeah, all right. Alright. So the stuff that I get, like even with like last stuff, that went online and it didn't take it. Like maybe come up with these so we're watching us and stuff like that. So a bit like that with like take $8. He doesn't talk and stuff. And then he does he done an interview the other day with Rabbi. He said that was good. Well, let's put on the pictures. I want to do that with you. From this right, from that side, floor. That we should get. I told you Billy Graham. Who's the fucking Billy Graham? How you going, Cousin Ray? Good. Hey. Oh, no, he's the star. I'm just fucking director. Good. This is the gentleman I was talking to. How you going? Very good. Please meet you. Sorry. Rob. He wants to interview me.
Well, I'll actually just move this a bit closer just so people can see what we're saying.
You want to start filming this?
To get B-roll, I'll get some B-roll.
Yeah. We're going to, get the two interviews. We'll get the same interview on two cameras.
Yeah. I'll have to move just a little bit closer just because I'm going to sound. So.
Oh, okay. Just wait till they get
Yeah, all good. Give me an update on what's happening. Ray, and also probably just the background of why Australian government
have you got
this is our channel, Galactic Larrikins.
Yep.
At the moment, it's our
We're similar.
Yep. And really, I have a friend in America he back in 2016 in the election, he was part of an operation that he waited to put some of the Clinton's emails and some of the work that was talking about going towards the election, running the gun through Benghazi, and then also her sort of disdain for African Americans, a nice way of putting it. And so he rated some of those emails out of the report, and then they were putting them on Facebook in very targeted areas of America, trying to get the African American population to stop might have realised that although Trump did very well, it was really that not many people actually turned out to vote for Hillary Clinton. And it was one of their operations. So when they say this is Russian agents, no, it wasn't. It was those Americans, but they were using uranium coal farms, some of that to push out on Facebook and some of this, a lot of those WikiLeaks curators. He has a very good website called QIntel.pro. He actually got arrested for it. So he created what he called the amorphous archive, which was curated. And they sold it with a company that
I'll call roll 1, I'll call roll 2, and I'll call action. On the action button.
He paid it all up front for the hosting was so he said, okay, we'll give him the data back if you want to stop that.
Are you ready?
He called out to all of us.
Yep.
He called out to all of us about
roll 1, roll 2, action.
Right, we're here in Hyde Park with Rob from Galactic Larrikins, independent media.
Spelled incorrectly, but that's okay. We did.
Okay, rolling. And take two.
We're here in Hyde Park with Rob from Galactic Larrikins Independent Media. Spelled incorrectly.
Spelling on this one. Yeah, we keep people guessing.
Now tell me a bit about yourself, Rob. You approached me because you saw me with my Julian Assange stuff.
I did.
And that's obviously tweaked
my interest. Yeah. We've had interest in Julian Assange since he released WikiLeaks and got arrested for it.
What, 2010?
Yep. Okay. Unbelievable. And very curious then why the Australian government never supported him, or hasn't, the Australian citizens, they're the ones that are supposed to actually help Australian citizens. And they haven't at all. They've paid to the American and the Five Eyes intelligence organisation. And I was curious to hear, like, what the situation is with Julian at the moment, and what your thoughts are on why the Australian government won't support him, or why any of the civil rights organisations, none of them, whether here in Australia or in America, none support him, like go out and fight for him. And is that because they're controlled by the intelligence organisations?
Who am I to say that? You said it.
I postulated it, let's put it that way.
Well, look, in this crazy world, why? This is crazy. Call it what you like. We have to use our frontal cortex to work out what's going on in the world. And you've got to say to yourself, why is this going on? And that's the perfect explanation. They're captured. Yeah. They're absolutely captured. They're not really in control. And they don't really care about our welfare. And it's hard for us to accept that.
Cut. Stalling him.
Yeah, but I'm talking to his camera.
Doesn't matter. Don't worry about this one. That's all good. You want to face this? That's all right.
No, it's fine. You can look at your one.
That's all good. Don't panic.
Don't school him.
Okay. Oh, you can school me?
No.
Okay.
Roll one, roll two, action. Take three.
Okay, now, so we've established that Julian Assange has not been defended, and you're postulated that these organisations, including human rights organisations, are not doing it because of the I think we can possibly accept that that's a fairly decent where do you think we go from here?
I think Elon Musk had a very good start with buying Twitter. I think he did a recent interview with Joe Rogan discussing exactly all of that, with the intelligence organisations that take control of Twitter and specifically another arm of the government. So at the moment we're relying on Elon Musk a little bit in that regard, and hopefully that will then educate a lot more people about what's really going on. The thing with Epstein, and that was just too much with Epstein Island and the whole thing, but then when Epstein didn't kill himself, I think that really helped open up a lot of people's eyes, and making jokes about things helps a lot, and I think that's very well making jokes about Epstein himself. I think it's a past joke. But it's more about then getting control of them, or opening up people to the mainstream media with how corrupt it is, or indoctrinated by the, I call it the rogue intelligence apparatus, which is to be nice, but it's really MI6 and all their bastard children, the Five Eyes and all of that. They're all created by CIA, or MI6, and then CIA. And I think it's them that are in control of a lot of these things that are compromising operations. So to move forward, we as a population need to understand that we are like giants. So we should give our politicians who are compromised and who have got our material on them, to listen and say, let's move forward, to understand, and let's move forward. I don't know. First and foremost though, I think we need some sort of an internet bill of rights to protect our here in Australia, our freedom of speech, and our freedom of use on the internet. It's almost like a public square now, and it's like essentially like electricity or water to run a business and get right now with social media. So I think it's good to get rights and freedom of speech. And then our sovereignty over what's coming out now, our human agents, or whether it's through technology, or also our brains as well, where latest technologies now that want to tell us stuff can actually interfere with our brain, communicate with our brain. Somehow we need to put them to the device as well, to help our brain. how we do that with a compromised government is very
Do you think it's about people waking up? And if we get to that critical mass,
definitely, but it's getting to that critical mass. It doesn't have to be as many as I thought, but it's still, we're a little bit way off. It's definitely accelerating. I got into sort of alternative media, we'll call it, so conspiracy theories right back into like UFOs and 9/11 and all that sort of stuff. So I was very aware of the mainstream media, which is the narrative of pushing indoctrination. And slowly, it's becoming more and more apparent, and the younger generation are definitely way up. They're awake, we're awake, because they've grown up with social media as well, and so they're seeing the hypocrisy. So that's really helpful. I hate to say that we need the older generation to become less prevalent. Is that a nice way to say?
no, that's ageist.
Ageist,
I won't
yes.
be part of it.
Yes. Look, even like,
Look, we are responsible for what's happening.
that's the way I see it. Absolutely. And it is definitely, I mean, the snowball effect is happening. As I said, from the 90s I was watching New Rain and all that stuff. And it was so fringe. Where now, even like 9/11, like Building 7 and some of those, mate, most people will call it out. That's a control of militia, that sort of stuff. I think the Israeli thing and the Hamas thing, come on. It's not possible to believe that Hamas organised 1,500 people, paragliders, all sorts of stuff, and the Five Eyes intelligence apparatus didn't know. Come on, But then a week later, they had phone calls of them organising the rocket to the hospital. You could do that, but you didn't know for 2 years they were organising this. That's not believable, I will say. It reminds me a lot of Pearl Harbor. Those sort of things came up. The Australian intelligence organisation in North America. A couple of times about Pearl Harbor, they went, no. And even if you get into the war, I think a similar thing is happening now. And I think the population is a lot more awake to it now, open to what's going on. So, 10 years ago, this has happened, go Israel. Now I think, hang on a minute, there's more to the question of what we're told.
Well, John, it's important that all war is started with lies. Everyone. So if Hamas gets started this war, it's the first war that has started.
I think I also saw a great comment that I've used many times of him saying that all wars are really just a way of transferring
Rob, thank you very much.
Thank you. I might just give a plug to my mate in America. I said he's curated all of his books, he's curated the WikiLeaks and they've used them. His name's Boston Steinbach. He's got a fascinating website called intel.pro and it goes into all of those sort of backgrounds but also moving forward what was the internet verified stuff. So check it out, intel.pro. I know you'd love to have a chat with him sometime. I can always do it.
Okay, thank you.
And we're out.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sorry,
you want to have a yarn to him about your stuff now?
Oh, it's all good. They may not be video, I don't know. Is there a way I can contact you to pass on his details?
No, not so. Hey guys, I might get a snap of you two together as well.
Sure.
Just over here.
I've got my hat on so my hair doesn't look crazy.
No, we like it.
You like crazy?
Yeah.
Tony, just over here, eh?
Okay, I'm Tony Logan.
Okay guys, snuggle in. And one more. Okay, thank you guys.
You've got those Google ones so you can take the best cake photo next time. Thank you very much,
I need a thumbnail. I need to get a thumbnail, so yeah, that's alright.
Thank you.
How'd you start your mobber?
Mate, we started about 3 years ago, back with the Trump election, and we were following something called QAnon. And then we just got banned, right? And obviously during those days. And then we've been following sort of Australia One and sort of this and we went to a media protest here.
What do you think of them? What's your take on them?
I think they have the right idea, but they have a few radical thoughts. Like everyone, they might have got on a few. I think they're taking something a little bit too literally an analogy.
Have you taken Bossy?
I think he's got the best intentions. Like I said, some of his things I think are just he's taking things too literally rather than an analogy. But in general, I think he's doing the right thing. It's good that he's sort of pulling out the pedophiles from the point of view that this is how they're being controlled. That's why it's all suppression of all these things, because it's that rogue intelligence apparatus.
That's what attracts me to those.
I mean, I get that. I get all that. Like, as I've said to you many times, two things I hate: guys that bash women and fiddle with kids. Two things I don't like. When you go rob a house, go rob a fucking house. You know, but you start messing with kids.
But that's how they control the politicians and business.
Yeah,
whatever. If they get you on guinea pigs, they got you. Because everybody hates guinea pigs. And if you're not that way, they'll set you up anyway. Yeah, we can see that happening all the time. Yeah. Look what they did to Trump in America. That just shows how...
That's just another fuckery, mate. Again, too, you know, it's like... But again, too, Trump is like, okay, he's doing what he's doing.
He's not perfect. He's made some errors. And I think it came over... This is what my... was Austin, so he's writing to get the contracts to the DIA. That's what I want this operation to come from. His interpretation is that Trump got taken over when the Las Vegas shooting happened. It was actually an assassination attempt on MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, Saudi Arabia. He'd taken out some of his family to control the thing. They basically wanted to take him out. And the thing went bad. He was in the casino.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And it went bad. So it was a big cover-up. But then they got in there. They went to Trump and basically said, make the decision right now. We either do this or we can we'll support MBS and we've got him. And that's what they got in. And once he agreed to that, they got him. So, unfortunately, I still think he's the... Okay guys, we're going to end the stream. Thank you very much everybody. Hopefully you got something out of that. See you. Have a great time. Give me a second while I work out how to end the stream. I sticky tape the whole thing up. Alrighty. Thanks guys. See you next time. Never surrender.